Hi, this is Bridgette Rodriguez. I wanted to respond to the ladies' opinions on The View as it relates to Mike Tyson and the SVU controversy. I wanted to say, while I respect your opinions, I believe they're wholeheartedly incorrect. And I think that comes from your lack of knowledge, complete knowledge, as it relates to rape, the effects on a rape victim, what people say and do that either help a rape victim move forward in their healing journey or set them backwards. And everybody has a responsibility, be it a person, a friend, a television station, a radio station, etc. We all have responsibility towards one another. And I'm not going to address whether his casting has anything to do with the rape culture, which some people feel. I'm not going to address whether this is stunt casting, which I happen to believe. I'm going to put all that to the side. Give every benefit of the doubt that this just has to do with casting Mike Tyson as a guest star on SVU. And it is wholeheartedly incorrect, and let me explain why. SVU has always been a show that has been about victims. At the beginning, it was clearly a new type of show, and it covered areas that weren't covered before. And victims of domestic violence and rape immediately related to it. Many of them, by the way, are hidden, okay? Many of them are stigmatized. There's a shame to it, and we still haven't gotten beyond that point in society. And so this show became more than a show to them. It spoke to them. It spoke for them. It became a TV show friend. And for a lot of rape victims, a lot of domestic violence victims, because of the shame, they don't have many friends that they can relate to at that level. And this show related to them. And so when this friend of theirs, for many years, rose up to speak for them and raised the flag against domestic violence and rape and said the victim was never wrong, this uplifted them. And so it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to them in their healing journey, which is important to emphasize. So now this friend suddenly decides that they're going to cast a convicted rapist and someone who admitted to spousal abuse. In fact, he said the best punch he ever took was at a woman, okay? And that's clear. He was convicted in a court of law, not a court of public opinion. And so you say, well, okay, well, why not give him a second chance, etc. This isn't about second chances. This is about the horrific message that has been sent by SVU to the loyal viewers who were and are victims, okay, and survivors. If they wanted to give Mike Tyson a second chance, if this was just about second chances and, he's rehabilitated, why didn't they put him on Chicago Fire? That's Dick Wolf's other show. Why didn't they? Why would they help Mike Tyson and hurt viewers who are survivors and are offended? You never, ever help someone else, along or lift them up on the backs of other people if you can avoid it. Okay? This isn't about Mike Tyson's healing journey. He already said in an interview he has no personal connection to this role. But it is very personal to certain victims and survivors. So why would they hurt and offend survivor viewers when they could have cast him somewhere else? Now you might say, well, he had a bad childhood and he ended up having issues, and therefore there's the storyline of the cycle of violence. Well, first of all, that's not a new storyline for SVU. It's been told before. It should be told. It's a valuable storyline so that we all understand there is a cycle of abuse. But at the same time, you don't have to take a rapist and put him in front of people to tell that story. In fact, it has the exact opposite effect. You chase people away from watching instead of having them watch and bring something away from the show. They could have had any actor for the same amount of money who acts and is not a perpetrator, has never had a conviction for sexual violence or domestic violence, be on the show, and more people would have watched. The survivors who are now not going to watch, and perhaps not again, would have been able to see this story. And so it's not about second chances. It's not about the storyline, because, again, they could have conveyed it better with an actor that didn't offend people. And, I'd like to say that there's so much to being a sexual assault victim. It's tremendously hurtful. I pray, ladies, that you never have anyone in your family, be it female or male, that's a victim. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men will have an unwanted sexual contact before the age of 18. And that's CDC statistics, excuse me. So, it could happen anywhere. And in your audience today, there are going to be victims there. And you owe an allegiance, and I owe an allegiance, and NBC owes an allegiance to them. Okay? And you don't help Mike Tyson put food on his table by stepping on the backs of victims. You put them somewhere else. You make it a win-win. And so, excuse me for my passion, but I feel very strongly about this. There's a conviction I have. I was a victim of childhood molestation, stranger. And so I know the pain, but I have friends right now who have been through things that, no episode of SVU I think is covered yet. It's that bad. And, you just have to take care of people. We all have that allegiance. I mean, we all owe that responsibility to one another. And NBC failed. NBC failed. So I thank you for hearing me out. I would ask one more favor of you besides just hearing me out. April happens to be Sexual Assault Awareness Month, Childhood Abuse, Sexual Abuse Awareness Month. This is a wonderful opportunity for ABC and The View to perhaps have a show where you can bring victims, advocates, therapists and counselors, which are very, very important, and educate the public. And you would be doing such a great service for America, for our future, and for the disenfranchised survivors, quite frankly, who have been very, very disappointed in SVU. So ladies, thank you for hearing me out. Have a great day.